Long as we were sitting out, I several years ago, when about 4 hours.
But I had to,
But is this a lot, is it worse than?
I had to drive to Ohio.
I don't think Milton's on the agenda, was she? Cause I left, when I come back, I left the train. I'm gonna go back. I come in from bed.
Maybe she forgot about the workshop. She had to do
Alright.
We were talking about that last night.
Where does this come out? Evan Road? How big a chunk of property is that? And who's
This is Evan Road, right?
Okay. Alright. No, I never dreamed they was that close.
That's right.
Come back here. Who's that right in the middle there?
That's just.
Oh, cleared area? I see. No, sir, I never dreamed those connections in right there.
Yep.
This is him. Is this Shaver too?
No, that's what the postman there.
Jim, Robert.
Yeah, Billy Roberts.
Billy Roberts, yeah, okay. So the Shaver runs behind Billy Roberts, all the way to yours. No, sir, I'd have never dreamed those connections.
It's called Omex.
Blow the whistle. You know, I seen.
Yeah, we're ready.
Appreciate everybody showing up again at 5 o'clock tonight. For two items. First of all, we discussed clusters at the workshop. And to be honest with you, I don't have a whole lot more to add. Looking through these things, I received some comments back. Mr. Bright sent me some documents on what a true cluster is, which is really what it sounds like. It's clustering housing units and creating natural and open spaces throughout the community. And based on our rates right now, we don't see anything of that nature. So at this point, in my thoughts, and the only thing I know to do with it is throw some ideas out there and let y'all direct me on how to amend, if we amend the resolution at all, or how to amend it. So in these clusters, you know, you do have these developments allow you to go down to the 15,000 square foot lot sizes. I'm sure there's people out there that prefer 15,000 rather than a true half-acre lot. And you saw some of what the examples of those may be. Of course, in those same developments, because of our restrictions of lot sizes and the percentage you reduce, usually what we end up with is the small lot sizes, common areas which are typically just adequate, put on the peripheral for detention. And mostly probably unusable space. We're not seeing any conceptual type, unique type of development being presented. So we can do a few things with that. Right now, the R2s is a new zoning district, which they're required to be located. So somebody can bring in a true cluster plan and show us a concept that shows this clustering of the units and the open space throughout the community with that meets this intent of clustering, or the request can be denied by this board, stating this design concept does not meet the intent of a cluster development. We could propose to move this type of development, which looks like a denser. We get the same number of units typically on the property, but it's a denser development, and the way the houses are arranged, we could propose to move those into the UGB. Let me state one thing. When we amended the reg, one portion got left out that should be updated and amended. Is the previous reg stated that a cluster could not be placed in the 1st or 4th district up to the Tennessee River and the Little Tennessee River, which are primarily rural in character. So when that reg was even written in those areas, they said we're not putting them in these areas because they're primary rural. So that kind of leads you to believe if we're going to even have this type of development, we want it in the less rural parts of the county. So one of the things we would even propose is for them to be required, that we would only approve them if they're in one of the UGBs. With that being said, if you've looked at a UGB map, City of Loudon and City of Lenore City has some pretty large UGBs. That may not even be an idea. And then the final idea, which I also received some support of, would be to eliminate them altogether. So, if they were eliminated, you go to your standard R1 half-acre lot type subdivisions. And I guess you've got some developments that were done as PUDs, to where they actually have a community facilities in it, whether it's a pool and a clubhouse or different facilities in those. I guess what would happen is a cluster development could have used that. Again, they usually don't, to try to say, hey, we're gonna pull these houses down, but in our common area, we've got area to where we could create some amenity space. If we eliminate that, then they would have to do that obviously in the R1, probably give up a lot. But that would be up to the developer to decide whether his development, if he wanted to improve it in that manner, they would just give up the space to do it. That's the one thing I would see. You'd eliminate those smaller lots and possibly any of those more unique or, I guess, subdivisions with some amenities in it. Based on what I reviewed from the documents I was sent, the way our documents are written, that's not what we're getting out of the developments we've had thus far under the cluster option. So that's the three ways that I could think of that it would be best handled. I do need direction from this board though as to what you would like me to do with that section of zoning.
So you're saying the open space, what we're getting in reality is just really unusable areas. It's not really usable open space. It's just steep topography or rock faces or, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the last one that was done was basically just unusable area along a creek. There wasn't even anything done to really improve that area to make it a community space. We do have one on the agenda tonight, and you'll see how it's concepted and laid out. If you looked at your agendas, you see how it is laid out, and then your open space is, I believe, primarily a detention area, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, like I've sent you an email and told you that my opinion was it's too much, and it's not well defined, and we're not taking care of the areas that we're designating for community space anyway. So my opinion is that we just completely eliminate cluster development out of the regs.
Yes, sir.
That's what I agree. I think we need to do away with it.
That's what I said last month, eliminate it.
Yes, sir. Any other thoughts, or is that something you'd like, what I can do is I can create the resolution, amending the zoning resolution to eliminate that article altogether, and it be voted on at our next meeting.
If we don't have anybody if we typically don't have anybody that's presenting something that would even, looks like what a cluster should be, then, if that's what the board wants to get rid of, then maybe that's what we should do. Nobody's actually taking advantage of it the way it's meant to be.
Right, and it all comes down, I think, in developable area and getting lots rather than taking a tract of land and creating a more unique development, for lack of better words.
This is under special use under R2 anyway, so anything that's requested comes before us for,
It does.
or does it come before us or BZA?
It would, so because we don't have really R2, it would start out with planning commission for request for rezoning, and then ultimately it would come back before the BZA as a special exception.
I see, so really both bodies.
Yes, sir. And ultimately, because it's a rezoning, it'd be county commission also.
I I think last time Leon mentioned that there's a lot of area that somebody's not gonna be able to maintain if the HOA doesn't have some kind of capital plan or something to maintain these areas, so.
Sure.
That's why I say we get rid of them.
I'll work on a resolution unless y'all got any other thoughts. Last thing that was brought up at our last meeting, it wasn't a workshop, but we're here to discuss it today, is pool fencing. Our zoning resolution right now requires a 4-foot fence, a locking gate, and that's pretty much it's a requirement to enclose the pool. There's been requests by others to use a pool cover and eliminate the fence. Lenore City and Loudon City does not allow pool covers to allow those fences at this time. Knox County, I believe, does. Knox City also does. Now, they probably have some other regulations that go along. Some of these jurisdictions require alarms on the doors and windows that border the pool, things of that nature. But ultimately, the zoning, of course, is for life, safety, health, and welfare. And so I think, whether this board, I can't find any state law now. State law used to require the fence. I do not believe it does now on residential. I think it's more of a commercial thing. So our resolution still requires it. So if this is something you would like to amend, to allow a pool cover in lieu of the fence, I believe the ASTM F1346 is the cover. That's for safety, and should be probably power actuated rather than something you have to manually install, be power operated. So if that is something you'd want to consider with the fence, I will create that resolution. What's y'all's thoughts on that?
You said City of Loudon and City of Lenore City do not allow it. Is that because they've been requested and they said no, or just because it's just never came up?
I'm not sure. I talked to the city of Loudon and they said they're ones that require the alarms on the doors and stuff. They said they'll let them put the automatic pool cover in and eliminate those alarms, but they still require the fence. And you'll have to forgive me, my memory isn't what it used to be. I can't recall if Farragut allowed that or not. But I did see the city of Knoxville reg that spent 9 pages talking about the importance of a fence, and the one paragraph that said you can use a pool cover.
Well, they've probably adopted the International Swimming Pool
They have.
Code, which I'm sure Loudon County has not
We have
adopted
not.
that.
We have not. And that's where that's coming from, right? So I think, it comes down to, obviously, a pool cover, something somebody's gotta push the button and shut the cover, where a fence, is installed. I don't see many people taking them down for the day.
I would be opposed to eliminating the fence. There's just too many options for error to let somebody get drowned.
That's what I was gonna say. That top of the line pool cover will support 2,000 pounds. But all of them aren't that quality.
I think that's where this specific ASTM coming out of the swimming pool code, I think that's what it is there for. Now, I've not researched them. I don't know what the lifespan of these covers are, things of that nature for replacement. Again, it all comes down to someone, in my opinion, being there to actually make sure you close it. And it is a reg that we have that we're not mandated to. The only thing the state of Tennessee requires is that you have a full alarm.
I'm in favor of them with the fence as well.
Just leaving it as is.
That would be my opinion as well.
That's what I would say.
It's allowed, but just because it's allowed by code doesn't mean it's necessarily best practice. And I understand automatics are more visually appealing, but I sure would hate to be the person to ride a lawnmower off into a swimming pool.
Have a neighbor's kid.
And does that cover Does that include just a regular tarpaulin with cinder blocks around it?
I don't think that
Does
would.
that qualify?
Based on some of the photos I saw, I didn't see anything of that nature.
Kid gets on that, he's going down.
Yeah, I mean, I get it as an extra safety precaution, and it'd probably be ideal where people are allowed to remove the door alarms. But we don't require door alarms, you know, and as a matter of fact, that section of code probably needs amended a little bit because there's stuff left out of it. But the barrier provides the best protection, if that's what we're looking to do.
And there are different kinds of barriers you can use.
Yeah, we don't, you know, some of their codes, they get real detailed on how it has to be even core-growing. If you're doing a stone wall, the maximum, we don't get into even that, you know, we're just saying you're gonna have to have a wall, some form of barrier, fencing that's 4 feet high, is all we require. We don't go to the 5. Do I have anything else? Well, I appreciate you showing up early in your time, and got a little time left, but, I'll get to work on these resolutions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Elimination busters.
I gotta leave this camera on, and I'll shut it off.
What we got on here, Jim? Got anything good?
Yeah, he's a big history man.
Well, that farm thing was nice.
Thank you.
Appreciate you putting that together.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm glad everybody got to come.
My favorite part was paying $5 and going in there and slinging them pumpkins on that giant,
Oh, yeah.
whatever that big slingshot thing was, custom pumpkins.
Yeah.
I didn't get to make it down the bottom.
No,
That's a long walk out there. Unless you're riding a hay wagon, probably. Too busy chasing huts in there.
we got an employee base like
That guy told me, he said, you drive a car out of this. You're good. Yeah. Drive out the planks off that thing until they fix that motherfucker.
Got Dawn and Dare.
I don't have to pay over.
I got Dawn and Dare sent an email, wanting to interview us. There were some ladies, lines out there on some bus for water. Things went bad in the freezing. Hey, how are you? Hello, sir. How are you? Phil, how are you, mate?
How you doing?
Living the dream.
Oh, yeah, got till tomorrow.
Living the dream, well.
What is it?
He's gonna send that to us for the resolution on it.
Come on, you keep it right up there.
Hidden Bridge Way, Knoxville. I was thinking about
We gotta go through.
it says fiber communication.
They got a mandate.
Did I understand that it excludes, I heard, Blevins, comment that,
Got him, rid of Paul Bear.
kid. We have a big garden.
Skip out.
House,
I seen that. That's the first thing I do when I open that package. I look at it, decide if it's recycled or not.
Okay.
I asked him, we can make a board center walk in. He told me he had no trouble. I don't want to mess something up you may have.
I'm assuming it's.
We've raised, I've been worried about it, it cost me.
Right next to it, we take it out.
It wasn't that bad, I got it.
I'm assuming that's.
They sprayed my.
Remember Billy's last name?
I don't remember Jelly, but I remember it.
Oh, Billy Brown.
They got the bone daughters, it's worth it.
And actually what will happen is. And so they're all
Yes, most of them. Well, I thought some. A lot of crowds here. A lot of crowds here for Colorado Church. I don't know why. You got a lot of people. Oh, man. You can tell how fresh. Was you asking? It's in the BZA.
BZA's got thick.
It should be Home Depot.
I like that. I think that's a great way to go, man. I don't care if they call it blueberry hill, it makes no, I couldn't care less what they call it.
Yeah.
I never dreamed people would be that worked up about it.
And you tell me that.
That's why I understood. I think he's supposed to be here now speaking in sport. Yeah.
They changed his tone since the last time he was here.
I don't know. I know there's been a lot of work going back and forth between all the parties to try to come to a resolution. I'm not having any involvement. I think Adam and Bill, a lot of the neighbors, and Dennis and all these. His son's here.
It'll take much people to work that.
He says, Dad, as far as he knows, what they're gonna, it's all been worked out.
Is that that kid that's supposed to be a team basketball?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know if he'll play ball or not. He doesn't now. He's sitting right there on the left side of the door, first side, left side of the door. Big boy play.
Soon they started digging out corners or whatever. That's already.
There's 150 more. Right there's the bread car. Hey.
How are you? It's been a while.
Good to see you.
I am, it is great, yeah.
Yeah.
Barely.
I mean, thousands and thousands of cars, thousands of no traffic
Yeah, we're
problems.
gonna get surgery scheduled toward the end of November.
What do you use? I had in the surgical
Doesn't work.
last year. They cut me here, replaced two disc levels that were gone. They did artificial disc replacement.
Wilson.
Yeah,
Wilson.
the first operator on that.
Should have had a railroad track right in the backyard.
That's when I went to the neurosurgeon, he said, they can do a laminectomy, which is, they just rip off.
It's not his.
But yeah, you just get over it. But he said, you got a picture of it, he said, you're not showing any size of it yet. But it's got, he said,
I was 50 by when I did not last week.
like, should eliminate these.
In the ghetto.
3 months later, we'll probably be doing it.
You're on that top again.
All people pay it.
That's it. That's great.
How's that real?
How many acres?
We like that concept, but I know, everybody else.
Took 3 months to find out. And then he said, you know, I think we ought to do it. Just an MRI.
Yeah.
Problem is, 3 more months.
That's right, then you're back at the end of the line. Yeah, one thing that come from was in the hospital.
Everything good down in the big,
I guess it's all
big town?
spinal surgery, being everybody else. Yeah, because I'm at home. Spinal surgery, kept saying, okay,
Just take 30, 40 minutes. Take 30 minutes, keep it clean.
that's what Jim said, 6 months.
Even
And
if
when
it's
you're full, Thursday,
the top of the head,
yeah, I was coaching my son. Sixth grade basketball game on Saturday. The fuse is a little longer, yeah. Gotta wait till his bones hit.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
oh, yes, the simple, yes.
I don't think second, third. Towards the end of the year. Compliance tells us the cost, leveling back out, the material and yeah, I think houses, they already are. West Knox County never really touched the market, house, off market, as soon as it was listed, they started selling.
You act like you see all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that everybody just get this high resale price, maybe some movers in have slowed down a little, had all the cash flow. There's have y'all been to place?
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
No, we just did a workshop.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right.
The county commission will touch on.
It's good to see you all.
It's 5:30, so we will call the Loudon County Regional Planning Commission to order. Would you stand with me, please, and pledge allegiance to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Brian Bryant,
Here?
Jim Brooks.
Here.
Todd Kennedy,
Here.
Keith Buckles,
Here.
Pam McNew, John Napier.
Here.
Leon Shields.
Here.
Mike Waller,
Here.
Jimmy Williams.
Do I hear an approval of the minutes from the September 9 meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Got a move and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Planned agenda items. A, road acceptance for Cedar Branch Trail, Cherry Blossom Court, and Dogwood Place. Applicant property owner Cook Brothers Construction, located at the Grove at Cedar Hills, R1 Suburban Residential District, District 6. Is there a representative of this one?
Yes, sir.
State your name and tell us what you got.
John Cranston with Cook Bros Homes. Ready to turn over these roads. Billy Pickle has looked at them. As far as I'm aware, he said everything is good on those, looked at them. We had a couple small things that we had to repair early on in the process, but as far as we're aware, they're good to go. Roads. I believe we have to still close out our SWIPS permit.
Really good, Jim.
It is good, and like I said, they still got to open SWIFT or the wrapping up, so only, there's two of the, catch basins that still have some of the temporary protection in, so, it'd be a matter of them removing that once they close out the SWIFT, but everything else is good.
I drove them, they look good, and they, I don't think the homeowners association had any issues. I think they were wanting to get them turned over,
I think
so
they want them turned over.
I'll move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
I got a move and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. There you are. B, preliminary subdivision plat for 26 lots. Applicant property owner Turner Homes, tax map 044, parcel 061.28, 061.29, and 061.30, located 700 Friendsville Road, R2 multifamily residential district, District 3. Representative from Turner Homes here.
Yes, Chris Collier, our Dara Group, the civil engineer for the project. So just a subdivision, going for preliminary plat approval, and had notice coverage in hand. Utility approvals are from the utility companies are in hand. We're sending it to TDEC for their final approvals, and TDOT preliminary approvals in hand also. Pretty straightforward. I can answer any questions you guys have.
I guess this plat eliminates the interior property lines, because it's three lots right now.
It will, yes.
Okay. You okay with it, Jim?
Yes, everything's in order.
Only entrance is off 321, right?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a move and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Good, good. C has been eliminated. We go down to D. Rezone request from A1 to A3 for 3 or 4 1-acre lots. Applicant, property owner Rosendo Badello, tax map 039, parcel 134.00, located at 3875 Prospect Church Road, A1 Agriculture Forestry District, District 1. Mr. Badello, is he here?
Motion to table.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to table. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. E, rezone request from A1 to A3 for 1-acre lot. Applicant property owner Sean Michaels, tax map 060, parcel 016.00, located at 1358 Meadow Road, A1 Agriculture Forestry District, District 3. Mr. Michaels?
That's Meadow Road West.
That's over around Bill Satterfield's area, isn't it?
Meadow Road West.
Next door.
Motion to table.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to table. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
See him next month. F, rezone request from A2 to A3 for 2 1-acre lots. Applicant property owner Corey Cable, tax map 051, parcel 046.09, located at 28374 Highway 95, A2 Rural Residential District, District 3. Is Corey Cable here?
Yes, on Ford Table, there's two acres left on that side of the road, and we've subdivided 6 lots so far, with your guys' help, and there's 2 acres left, we wanna do 2 1-acre lots, and be done with that side of the road.
There's not property behind this
Yeah.
that you own?
Yeah.
Are you not landlocked? Are we not landlocked?
No, all of 95 along the fronts.
Oh, on the other side,
Yes.
okay, I didn't see that.
No, all the Bailey Road's on the front. You ain't 95's not on the front.
So, just Bailey's Road.
I guess I looked at it wrong, because it looked to me like if we cut these 2 lots, the back portion was landlocked. Am I looking at it wrong, Jim?
I believe the back portion, the remaining property will access is off of 95.
You won't be able to, like he's saying, the backside, in other words, it's like this, and he's building lots here, and 95's here. This is gonna be landlocked, one big section. There ain't gonna be no more lots unless you subdivide it.
Correct.
Good to go, Jim?
Pleasure of the board. We rezoned two lots, I think in May of this year. It was a request for 1, it got moved up to 2 lots in May of this year. So I guess my only question would be is what's the intention for the property? If we're gonna continue to slowly subdivide, or if we just need to make provisions for what this subdivision property is gonna look like and accesses, things of that nature.
Well, there's 2 more lots here, right?
That's 2 that's left.
Where you gonna rezone them? I mean,
This will be
This
the
is the
remaining.
last 2. This is the last 2 of the 6, this is. Last 2 of 8. Of 8. Yeah.
And the other portion can't be subdivided if it only has access off of 95?
It may be able to be subdivided, it depends on him getting access to 95.
What's it zoned? The back part,
A2,
A2?
it's all A2 property.
Okay.
So I mean, he could create the lots he's looking to create without the rezoning, but they need to be 2.5 acre lots.
So ideally, what would have been best is a preliminary plat for all the lots together to have subjected it in the beginning.
Yeah, to see what the intent was for the development of the property and then request the rezoning.
I don't have a problem with it for just 2 lots, so I'll make a motion to approve.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Just for the record, we don't intend on subdividing any of the rest of it, that was just the Bailey's Road, so I appreciate it.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. G, rezone request from A1 to A3 for 1 2.5 acre lots. Applicant 3D Land Surveying, property owner John Lyle, tax map 036, parcel 109.00, located at 13503 Antioch Church Road, A1 Agriculture Forestry District, District 3. Mr. Lyle, or representative?
So this is a farm that my wife and I bought from her family about 4 years ago. And there was an existing house there. What we'd like to do is build another house on the property. And as Mr. Jenkins has explained to me, you can only have one house on a lot, and our lot is 30 acres, or a little less than 30 acres. So what we're requesting is to take the existing house, which was built in the 70s, out, and it's a 1.15 acre lot, I believe, and, build the new house on the remaining parcel, which is 28.29 acres. All of it remains in the family. We're not looking to develop anything out there. We just like to build a new house and eventually do something with the existing house in the way of a very large family that we have.
You need a 2.5 acre lot or a 1.5 acre lot?
It's actually 1.15 acres. We send a drawing to James.
Well, I'm just saying it's got 2.5 acre lot.
This was amended,
Okay.
once our attorneys.
And I do have a handout here that would show it if you'd
That's
like to see
fine,
it.
that's fine,
They have it.
that's fine.
So we're doing it from A1 to A3.
Yes.
On the 1.15 acres and the existing house.
Any opposition on this from anyone?
You good, Jim?
Yes, sir.
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those nay.
Thank you very much.
H, rezone request from A1 to A2 for 1 3-acre lot. Applicant property owner Jimmy Shaver, tax map 018, parcel 070.00, located at 3990 Pine Grove, Providence Road, A1 Agriculture Forestry District, District 5. Mr. Shaver, come on up.
I'm Jimmy Shaver. I'm requesting, for my son there to put a lot, home on that 3 acres. That's across the road from it.
You good, Jim?
Yes, sir.
Motion approved.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. I, rezone request from A2 to A3, applicant John Peters, property owner John Taylor, tax map 012, parcel 008.00 and 010.00, located at 13116 Boyd Station Road, A2 Rural Residential District, District 6. Mr. Peters or Mr. Taylor?
John Peters.
Okay,
Just for the record, John Taylor was the previous owner, has now been shown us as the owner on the tax record.
Okay.
We purchased Mr. Taylor's land 3 weeks ago, closed on it 3 weeks ago. It consists of 4.86 acres divided into 2 parcels. What we want to do is identify one parcel, there are 2 houses going on each parcel. We want to identify a parcel for each house, a flag lot that will be at least 1 acre each, and a 50-foot extension to the road, to the main road. And take the remaining land, which would be roughly 2.5 acres, and incorporate it into our farm, which lies on both sides of the boundary. So we're requesting A2 to A3 because of the reduction in size of the acres.
This is not a public road, is it?
The one that's noted as Wood Station is not, it's actually Martell turns into Wood Station.
We're right on the line.
But this, what's shown on your map is not.
So there's 3 houses on this, right?
There are 2 houses on the tracks we bought, there's one in behind us.
Okay.
It's not on the land we bought, I'm not involved in this request.
Okay.
Our farm surrounds those lots on 2 sides.
You good, Jim?
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve.
got a motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion approved. J, rezone request R1 to C2, applicant property owner Kevin Bird, tax map 009, parcel 034.00, located at 3401 Waller Ferry Road, R1 Suburban Residential District, District 5, approximately 4.15 acres. Mr. Bird. Mr. LeMay.
Mr. Bird's here also.
Okay.
Happy to answer any questions. What he wants to do is build an office warehouse on 4 acres, and that's why we're asking for the rezoning, move his business there.
Any of the neighbors, or any of the neighbors questioning this?
What is his business, Richard?
He's a utility contractor, they do, underground utility work. And do you have any more to say to that?
That's pretty much it.
Or is it the entrance and exit gonna be off of, Waller Ferry, or?
Yes, it'll be a right in, no, it'll be out for 321, you're right in, right
I
out.
don't know. I was gonna get incorporated into Lenore City, it's everybody else. Lenore City. You have a problem, Jim, or anybody else?
The one thing I would wanna note, I don't see an issue based on the surrounding zoning, but, go ahead and specify there'll be no commercial access off of Waller Ferry.
I'll make a motion that we approve it based on the fact that no access off of Waller Ferry, commercial access off of Waller Ferry.
Right, the portion that he is developing for his office, is not gonna go all the way to Water.
All the way to Waller Ferry, okay. So you're gonna subdivide it.
Frontage on 321, right, we're gonna subdivide it.
Okay.
I'd second the motion, but I do have a question. Is that inside the urban growth boundary of Lenore City?
Yes.
Does it have to be approved by the city first?
Go through the city also.
Before this vote or prior to,
I
or
believe
post?
y'all can vote on it as it stands and they'll make their vote.
I second my motion, Mr. Chairman.
We've got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. J, that's where I was, wasn't it? K, rezone request from R1 to C2, applicant Chris Beckstrand, property owner Robert Schilling, tax map 068, parcel 024.00 and 024.08, located at Chautauqua Drive, R1 residential, suburban residential district, District 1.
Good evening. Thank you for taking time to consider our request. My name is Chris Beckstrand. I am an owner-operator of an assisted living community in Cleveland, Tennessee. I reside in Ooltewah. 17 years ago, I was recruited into the senior living industry and never looked back. It's been something that's been a passion of mine, serving seniors.
Thank you,
I work for several communities or companies, larger companies in the area, Life Care Center of America for 5 years, Morning Point Senior Living for 5 years, and served as Regional Director of Operations for Morning Point. Lenore City was one of the communities that I personally oversaw as a Regional Director. And the first time I drove through Lenore, the back way into the villages, I just knew that there was an opportunity there. So that was quite a while ago, but what you have in front of you is a packet that I provided. I am not the current landowner. The landowner is Robert Schilling. I have an email from him stating that he is in support of the zoning change of the land that he currently owns. We have no intention on doing anything on this piece of property except senior living. We hope to operate an 80-unit community, which would involve assisted living and memory care. Both are licensed under assisted living. The community that I currently run in Cleveland has been a wonderful asset to the Cleveland community. And really what we want to do is continue to offer the best senior living services that I think that Loudon County deserves. In the packet, you'll see a rendering of our current community and a picture as well. So this is our current community in Cleveland. You have that in your packet, and this is a 72-unit, 52 assisted living and 20 memory care. The community is full with a waiting list. 3 of my investors are actually resident family members who have had loved ones with us. I hope that shows you all what kind of an operator I am, that our clients would trust me to invest their money.
what we have here, you can show it. This is a layout of the current community that we own. We may actually move forward if this is feasible, to actually build the exact same layout. We used the same architects that Mooring Point uses. They have more communities in the state of Tennessee than any other operator, more locations, and they build beautiful campuses, and so we intend to do something similar to what we already have in Cleveland. I would be personally operating the community. I have an assistant executive director at my current community, so I would be present likely for the first 5 years in the community. Any questions?
Could I ask this gentleman a couple questions?
You may.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Henry Cullen, I'm the Loudon County Commission Chairman. I'm a 23-year resident of Tellico Village, the longest service member in the fire department, chief from 2004 to 2012. That area, and I'm not against the assisted living home, God knows I'll need one soon. But anyway, that area is very congested. Do you have any plans on having an exit out the bottom end? We tried to do that when Cook put his villas in down below where the dog park was. POA turned it down. Is there any way you can connect to Chio or any of the other roads there? Because I'm telling you, when we had Lifestar land at the premier residence for a burn victim, it shut the place down and neighbors got upset. The other thing is, the biggest issue in the village today is sewer and water. I've heard that for 5 years now. 37 million upgraded tap 1, tap 2, and the best thing I know is I turn the water faucet on, it comes out, I flush the lever, and that's it. But the point is, what impact will you have on the system? I would ask you to come back with those 2 areas.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously in the preliminary stage. I appreciate your question. I promise you will like a second option in assisted living when the time comes. Currently, there's only one assisted living in the villages. I think they do a great job operating. Hey, how are you? I have nothing against what they're doing, but they've been the only community in town for 20 years, as far as I'm aware. They've been full with a wait list for a long time. This is, I think, the growing pain of any community. There's a lot of people moving in, and I see your concern. The growth isn't gonna stop. It will not stop because this is a beautiful area of the country. And so the question is, can you wait with senior living and until the infrastructure is completely in place? I would probably venture to guess that this is how it goes. Growth happens at the same time, but I don't know.
That whole area has blossomed slowly. Kachuga, Yona. And the trouble is, if you got the helicopter landing or we got a fire operation going, it blocks it up. So there needs to be 2 ways in and out.
Yeah, and I would certainly be open to putting that in our plan. I'm not against working with the neighbors. I mean, this is what I do. I mean, I serve families in the community, so.
If you're not willing to come back and tell them, then I'll tell them to vote no.
Yeah, I'm willing to come back. Why would I not be? Sure.
You got my concern.
Questions?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Mike Miller. I own the property at 1599 Bolden Clear Road, which our property line is on the opposing side of Chattooga off the back of our property. This is our main view to see the mountains, so having a big building blocking the views is definitely going to impact our enjoyment of our property as well as our property value. So be very concerned with how big the building's going to be. I mean, anything over a story and a half with a pitched roof on it is going to pretty much block my view. in one of those. We do need assisted facilities. I hear the ambulances roll all night, all day, going to the main assisted facility. This is just gonna add additional needs on those ambulance services. It's just back to life with an assisted facility. They have a lot of ambulances run to them. So I do hear that all the time.
Yeah, we are not opposed to a one-story community. I think we're purchasing enough land that we could do that if that's what it would take, to bring Dale Senior Living to, county. I'm not making a promise, I wouldn't do that, but I will come back with, additional information that I can gather. I'm not a big developer, I am not a top 10 operator. I am Chris Beckstrand and Dale Senior Living. I left big corporate because, honestly, as soon as you get big, you have to start narrowing what you can offer your residents. It's just the truth. If I got big, I would have to do the same thing. We took our residents to the ARC encounter last weekend. Tell me one other community in the state that has driven their residents 4.5 hours so that they could have an experience like that. It does not happen. I promise. I flew with a resident to make sure she could make her daughter or her granddaughter's wedding the weekend before in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. She was the guest of honor, 92. I am not your big operator. I promise I would come in, and I'm not a wealthy individual. I have investors who helped me build a Vale. I understand the concerns you guys are all bringing. I would probably have some too, but I hope you can see my sincerity. My parents, they have a beautiful view of the Wasatch Mountains, and their back door neighbor built a pitch on the roof. My mom doesn't have that view anymore. I feel you. If there's something I can do to make that possible. Our memory care will be one story no matter what. So, if I had to, flip the building to make neighbors happy, I certainly would be willing to do that.
Chris, is this gonna be very similar to what Morning Point's got up there?
Yes, in terms of finishes and how nice it is, yes.
How close is this?
Same builder too.
How close is this to the other one out there?
Directly across the street.
Oh, is it? That's where
That's my
Chattooga
question.
Drive is?
Yep.
So you're kinda back in a little
We're
secluded
in the
place.
back of the subdivision, and where he wants to build is directly across the street from the current assisted living that also offers assisted and Alzheimer's. And we do put a lot of taxing on the rescue personnel out there, and a lot of traffic on that one street. There are houses, families, and everything else there considered. But with the village being the size it is, my question is, why did you choose directly across the street from a current?
Because it's the best lot. Period. I looked at another lot. I think it's, no offense, but you're direct competition. You certainly wouldn't want us to come in, but you are the only choice in town. And I can see why you wouldn't want me to be there, but if I were you, I wouldn't want me there either. But I think what Loudon County is missing is a community like ours.
Well, I'll help you out. When I took over in 2004, we ran 125 calls that year. Last year, they ran 1,800. And I'm not, like I say, someday I'll probably need assisted living. I'll probably go to our place first, the dementia place. But the point is, you've got to consider the people there, the traffic, and the load on the sewer system.
Yes, I definitely understand. The assisted living is very low impact, very low impact. The independent living that was built is where you get high impact. That's already been built. Assisted living is, I would invite anybody to come down and watch the traffic flow in and out of our community of Vale in Cleveland. In fact, any of you that want to come down as a guest, I'd have you for lunch. We can talk through any additional concerns you have.
But this, where you're wanting to build it is not in the village, not on the village land, right?
Right, so
But you're using the village road to get into it.
yes, so I had a meeting.
How does that work?
Yeah, I had a meeting today with Ms. Beth at the village. She's with the POA, and she was in favor of us moving forward. She did not think that this would be a problem. I don't know how far we have to go to get official approval from the POA, but I mean, I spent a half an hour with her earlier today, and she thought, one, there's a need, and two, she did not seem to have any concerns, at least, and I gave her time to talk to me. I'm willing to go back and talk to her more if she needs that, but we've done a feasibility study professionally. The need is here.
Go ahead.
Hey there, my name's Bill. I own 45 acres across the street from the property you're buying. I reached out to Beth once and I said, can I tap into the power? I was told, no, absolutely not. So can I put in a driveway, hang on.
Yeah.
Can I put in a driveway breakout? And they said, no, absolutely not. This was Beth. So if I were you, I'd want that in writing, that you can put in breakouts on their private road, that you can tap in, you know, the sewer system, private, right? That's Beth's sewer system. So you want that in writing too. And I'd sure like to know why I wasn't allowed. I just spent an extra $40,000 to run my power around the country because they wouldn't let me tap into the easement that was adjacent to my property. And I'm gonna have the same thing with my driveway. I got a half-mile driveway, and I could have a 300-foot driveway if they'd say, okay, you can break out the curb. Welcome to the neighborhood. I'm gonna come down and have that lunch.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously can't speak to your experience. I'm sorry that it was difficult. I'm sure it's different for everybody. She seems sincere. That's all I can say.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Jim, maybe I can answer this for you. I won't call you Fuzz, I'll call you Jim, okay? That was 2 sections of property that somehow didn't hit the POA lease with TRDA. You know, I sit on the TRDA board. If it were part of the lease, they wouldn't be here tonight. POA could approve it. But since it's in the county, it has to go from what? R1 to C2 or whatever it is. It has to come through the commission and through you people. And all I'm asking is let's answer these questions before we jump on.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Henry, but if I was in his shoes, I wouldn't wanna build where he's building and use Tellico Village roads, because when they have a change in a POA over there, they could block the road and say, you ain't using our roads no more. Am I not right?
They could, I doubt, I don't know if they would, anything can happen.
I know, I'm just asking a question.
I'm just telling you, I've got a number of phone calls from the people down there. They're all my friends and neighbors. I'm just telling you the concerns. I know what happened when Lifeline had to come in here last year, December. It blocks the road. This young lady's not right, it's wrong. Priority Ambulance runs that road. Gangbusters. I'm just telling you, you gotta take a look at that. You should have 2 lanes,
Yeah,
one lane and one lane.
if not in that location, somewhere else in Loudon County, I mean, that is the best lot. We have looked for 2 years with our realtor. It's not like I just said, hey, I wanna do it across the street. I had another 5 other properties that we looked at before. That wasn't like, hey, let's go straight across the street, but in the land deed that Robert Schilling has, that is actually one of the uses that it expressed in the deed. I know that doesn't, rule, but the area, I mean, if it was too busy for assisted living, then it should have been too busy for your independent living community, which actually drives traffic. We do not. So I just think, this is an opportunity. I am telling you, and if you wanna call down to, city officials in Cleveland, I'm not someone who's just here to be honest, I'm not even motivated by money. I like being in the industry. I like senior living. I like making a difference.
I'm gonna make a motion that we table it. I'm gonna make a motion that we table it for a month, talk about it.
If I may,
I made my motion.
There's not a second?
Is there a
If I-
second
if I
to this
may
motion?
say one other thing.
Go ahead.
You know, the property's under contract with a certain due diligence time period. I would ask that if we come back with reasonable, information, that it be passed on the next
But
agenda.
I don't get where you're coming from. I mean, you come in here and we're trying to do a job and we're trying to zone Loudon County. But you come in saying, I want this, this, and this has gotta be done. We've gotta build this, you've gotta have it. We don't have to do nothing.
You're right.
And I don't like to be threatened. And that's
I didn't-
just,
that was
and
not
that's
a
what
threat.
I'm
I'm so
taking that
sorry.
you're doing to us. Because you said we've got to do it either there or we're gonna do it somewhere else. And I don't appreciate that.
I did
And
not
that's
mean it
why I
that
wanna
way.
table it. I think there needs to be more conversations on it.
Okay.
I'll second that.
We got a motion and a yes, go ahead.
Can I ask that when we meet next on this topic, he brings written, documentation that he has permission to access the
If it
power?
gets on the agenda, it'll be next month.
Well, that's fine. I don't understand your comment.
You said you wanted to know when we would meet on it again.
Oh, no, no, I'll be here when you meet next.
Okay.
I'm just asking if, I'd like to see that he has permission from the POA to access their power easement, access their sewer, to put in the breakouts on the road, because I don't want him to get halfway done with construction.
That's why
and
we're
find that-
tabling it. That's why we're tabling it.
Okay, I just wanted to, thank you, sir.
We got a motion and a second to table. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We'll see you next month, I guess.
Thank you.
L, rezone request from A1 M1 to CFD. Applicant Ryan Dobbs, property owner Brogan Jasper Connor, tax map 003, parcel 021.00 and 021.01, located at El Camino Lane, A1 Agriculture Forestry District, M1 General Industrial District, District 5. Ms. Dobbs, Mr. Dobbs?
That's my boss. Good afternoon, I'm Michael Ann Collins, I'm representing Barber McMurray Architects.
Okay.
Mr. Dobbs is my employer. We're seeking to change from A1 and M1 zoning to a CFD Community Facility District and proposal of installing a new private school sports field and supporting structures. I didn't get a question?
Somebody, it must have been somebody else.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Where is the El Camino Lane that this is going?
It is.
Off Water Road.
Yeah, right near the boundary of Loudon County on off Water Road.
Close to the Hindu church, is that?
No.
No.
Next to the truck stop.
We passed the Trump
Okay,
store.
yeah. The Trump store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess my question is, you want to zone the entire parcel CFD?
My understanding is the rezoning would be changing the property lines to rezone the area that the school would be, encapsulating, and the remainder of the property either stay as A1, M1, or also be zoned as CFD for future expansion, is that?
Just 25 acres.
Just 25 acres.
Approximately 25 acres.
Because if you zone it all CFD, then you lose whatever you're doing there now, right?
The current operations of the property?
Yeah.
My understanding is that the current operations of the property would cease if this became the CFD, the mulching operations for the.
What's there now?
Yeah, for the portion of the property that's under consideration.
I'm Scott Crawford, I'm the executive pastor of Concord, and this 25 acres is what we are under contract for to build the sports facilities. The other 25 acres would not be part of this rezone. So that 25 acres would remain under the current owner. Now, there is a desire to purchase that 25 acres, but we're not under contract for that 25 acres. So one day, we might come back to ask if we were able to get under contract for that, come back and say, hey, would y'all then consider doing this 25 acres, but that is not what our request is.
Any
We're not
opposition?
allowed to change it till you own it, right?
They made application with, as permission when they signed that application as the authorized agent for the property owner. So, obviously, we could proceed with this. It'll probably be designated, at least you all can make that, and county commission will designate it for these people only, for this use only when it's finally rezoned.
Any opposition, or have you gotten any calls?
I've not received any calls in reference to this, no.
Okay.
And I think the mulch business is on either a 5 or 8 acre tract, if I'm not mistaken. So what they're looking to do is change some boundary lines with the adjoining property, I believe, and then take their 25 acres that's under contract, have it at M1, and remaining land that this gentleman owns with, or CFD, remaining land would remain A1 as it's currently zoned, if I'm not mistaken.
Mr. Chairman, I've talked to these folks, this is up in my district and it's at the end of the earth, I'll assure you. I can't imagine there's anybody up there that this is gonna bother, cause I don't think animals even go up there. But what I had said to them was, my consideration, and Commissioner Morrison, we're fine with the rezone when they own the property and the mulch business ceases. The mulch business has been a bit of a thing for quite a long time. A lot of dump stuff, a lot of grinding. Catches on fire pretty regular. If you've gone down Walk Road every so often, it's burning. You can't see one side.
But that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that ain't what he said. I thought he said the 25 acres the mulch was on was for future.
His operations are on the 25 acres that they're considering to do.
Okay.
So the contingency here would be, the rezone will be contingent on them buying the property, the business ceasing, and this approval from our side of the fence would be until the end of the year, is what Ryan said. He thought that would be plenty of time. I said 6 months, whatever y'all think. I can't, these guys can do what they want to. I'm just telling you kind of what we've talked about from our end. There'll be a time limit, the business has to cease, or if what I heard Jim say a minute ago, I had not heard that part, he may move on down to the other, because there's 58, 50.
Does he own the other part too?
The mulch guy does, yes.
If the mulch guy moved, he would have to request rezoning to M1.
And he's never gonna get that again.
Was it rezoned where he would move to? Is it rezoned M1?
No, sir.
It's not?
No, sir.
Okay.
Their proposal for what they're gonna encumber will encumber the property that the mulch business is on, which is the M1 portion of the property.
Okay.
The remainder property is zoned A1.
Okay, okay. All right. I got
So, from our side, we want to try to help them get there, but we're gonna have these contingencies on there we can't CFD the mulch business. He's gotta stay in his industrial, his M1 industrial, so we're not gonna approve the CFD as long as he's sitting there operating and on the property, so that's my piece.
Is dialogue going on with about the purchase of the property now?
Does the mulch guy know what's going on?
His representative is here as well. So, but some of this is new, so we're still working through that as well. So. We're asking about his intent to continue. Was that the question? I think they just want to know that the owner of the property know what was being requested.
Yeah.
No, I'll have to talk to JC about it. It's, the intention, the original idea was that by the time the sports fields were in and they were ready to go, then he would cease operation. But he thought he had a runway while these things were happening. He's gonna look for new land and look to relocate that, but he thought he had a runway while that activity was going on, he would continue to operate, at least for some period of time.
Just to make sure I'm clear, if county commission is gonna say that it's contingent upon it, the operation cease, and she's saying the operation is gonna cease, but the owner representative says that they're wanting to continue operation, do we even need to vote on this until y'all have a final decision whether operations is truly gonna cease? Because I feel like we're gonna vote with the contingencies of county commission and planning commission that operations cease, but it sounds like the property owner may not wanna cease those operations. So do we need to table this until the final decision is made? vote on it next month, maybe.
I think we do, don't we, Jim?
Pleasure of the board, yes.
What I worry about is we make a motion now with all those contingencies and the owner's not in approval. The vote's not valid.
So I would, just because the conversations are, obviously these are new, this contingency's new, I would ask that y'all would approve it based on contingency that the county commission would place on it. And so it allows us to continue to move forward with the understanding that the owner would obviously have to agree to this as we move forward. So, and then, so whatever is gonna be required of the county commission, we could then have those conversations.
You'd be ready for it.
And, yeah.
Mr. Mullins, what's your recommendation?
Well, I think it's, you know, candidly, man, I think it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other, but, honestly, I'll try to talk JC off the cliff, and once he hollers a little bit, we'll analyze it from there. I know he has shared with me for years that his desire is to do something that's faith-based, so I know he has a desire in his heart to do this from a faith-based perspective. So I think we'll get it done, and I think he'll work within that. My hope is with the commission, maybe we can at least give him some type of runway, and I'm not talking about years, but some level of months, because the business is lucrative for him, and he does want to continue it. He's got a couple properties in mind, and we may have to rework the deal with the church a little bit to enable him to move on that more quickly than what we originally talked about.
How much does it hold you up if we table it for 30 days? So that way you come back with a final answer.
30 days.
I'll move to table it.
Second. Got a motion and a second to table for a month. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Thank you.
Good luck. County Commission action on Planning Commission recommendations.
They followed Ross' recommendations in their approval.
Codes Department.
Nothing new to add.
Additional public comments before we disband. Update from the Planning Department.
We have nothing additional to add.
Do I have a motion to adjourn? All in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned.
Yeah, I know. Mike Calvert, talked to me about it.
Can't deny you
Still mad at me?
You want us to bring you back to business anymore?
Well, summertime.
Yeah, that's right. Y'all
Those people need to understand that that system doesn't go in their house.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I am now. It's 4 weeks in, past Sunday. I was in the hospital for 4 days. One night. It's rough. Yeah, well, I'm still hurting. Took 5 ribs and punctured lung. We get jumping off the I just know now, after the x-ray, I saw they were broke right here. I don't know.
Man hurt just like basketball. He's playing for UT. They still sessions. 5 I bet you they are.
See, they thought I had, whatever it's called when it's broke in two places, they thought I had two ribs that were completely broke off.
Yeah, my
Sister was there to go out, and she was in there when they were getting.
Get her around.
She came in, I appreciate you got two ribs completely broken, like, no,
You're done, you're ready to go, I expect to come by next week and say how.
I'm gonna get the plan, where the plans are being drawn right now.
We can read all that previous. Yeah, I'm getting this there's white lines on two of my ribs, I guess, where I had broken. I got thrown off the horse when I was a teenager. And I landed hard and broken, but. So I was doing good. I went back to work and came back. I went back to the office. I'm not really done much. Yesterday I was working on combine here. Had to see what
You can call me tomorrow and I can answer your questions tomorrow.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought you were talking about this tonight. Anyway. You can probably open a business right there and nothing ever been said. And they have it. And do it right way. They work with it. That's it. Good deal. Good to see you.
Well, I'm not dead, you know? No, it's so busy. Bring that up. Out here,
I appreciate your time. I wasn't expecting so many questions, but I am willing, I just want y'all to know I'm willing to go back and do research. I think you misunderstood me, but I meant is when she said, why are you building right across the street from me? What I meant was, if it's not here, someone's gonna come into this county and serve the need. I wasn't making any threats, I assure you, that's not the way it is.
It's not his favorite.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you. If any of you want personal time with me as well, I'm willing to come and answer any questions. I know that the chairman of the county commission, I'll set up a meeting with him and see if we can talk
I
through
had
details.
a good friend that ended up in Morning.
Oh, they're so good.
I know all about it.
Greg and Franklin are still friends of mine. Greg knows that I want to do the project. I'm using his builder and his architect. I mean, if anybody would not want to come in, it'd be him. It's 11 acres. Yeah. What's that? Yeah. Well, I'm the first person who wants to make sure it works. You know, I don't want to like screw it up. And you're not wrong. Yeah, no, but I appreciate you guys. If I came across as a little defensive, I mean, I probably was, to be honest with you. What's that?
Let's hope I don't have to use your.
Well, my benchmark is if I'll live there, then, you know, it's appropriate. So I appreciate you guys. Yeah, see you next month. Yeah, thanks.
We need to call the Loudon County Board of Zoning Appeals to order for the roll call.
I'm not coming up here to accommodate. Appreciate you guys' work on.
John Napier.
Here.
Leon Shields.
Here.
Mike Waller.
Here.
Everybody that's gonna speak in this meeting needs to stand up, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you may give in the causes now pending before this commission be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. Everybody read the minutes?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor say aye. Planned agenda item.
Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
I would like the board to entertain moving item G to the top, to be heard, so we can get some people out.
Move to move item G to the top.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Item G, amend special exception to build marina with amenities. Applicant property owner Michael Gaddis, tax map 036, parcel 023.00 and portion of 024.00 located at 607 Alexander Road, A1 Agricultural Forestry District, District 3.
Chairman Brooks, Ben Mullins, I'm here representing Mike Gaddis on this application.
What are you doing?
Well, this may be a little bit familiar to you. We were here for this marina on 607 Alexander Road back in 2020. It was approved unanimously. There were no conditions put on the marina at that time. The application, there was discussed about 20,000 square feet of docks. He said about 70 boat slips is what he wanted to do. When he went through the public process with the TVA, it was a little larger than what was represented initially. There's some neighbors that were concerned about that, and I think some of them came in and actually spoke to this body, and because of that, there was a lawsuit that the county filed against Mr. Gaddis. That's why a lawyer got involved. Since that time, Mr. Bowman and I have been working on this. We've met with Commissioner Satterfield, we met with County Commissioner Adam Waller. We talked to many of the neighbors, and we've worked out what we believe is a resolution that makes sense for everybody, that kind of balances all of the interests involved in this, and the resolution is amended special exception that's before you, kind of goes through all that in detail and puts together a very detailed plan with screening involved that limits where the boat docks can go, what's going to be on the property. It involves things that are below the 820 contour line, which is a little bit controversial. There's a dispute among us lawyers whether or not we can regulate anything below the 820, but we've agreed two things to be regulated below the 820, and that to be a condition, because that makes the most sense, and then making sure everything is transparent. So this is something we've worked really hard with. I know Mrs. Wampler here, we've talked to them. We've done some landscaping. They're the closest neighbors. They would be the ones most affected by this, and I understand they don't object to this. It would resolve this lawsuit, and I'd ask that you approve it. I'm happy to answer any questions, and maybe Mr. Bowman can answer any questions with this as well. We've worked really hard on this together.
When you talk about amenities, what do you include?
Well, there's going to be a pool. There's restrictions to the pool hours and no concerts, no amplified music. There's landscaping screening with the pool. There's a gazebo. There's going to be a marina shop there. It's going
Will
to
you have a restaurant?
What's that?
A restaurant?
No, there's not going to be a restaurant. No restaurant. No sale of alcohol. It's going to be your basic wares for like marinas, we're gonna sell gas. It's gonna be gated. Marina requires there to be a public boat dock, so if someone wants to come here and launch their boat, they can, but the gate's gonna be down. And the people that are only gonna have access to the amenities will be the ones that are actually leasing the slips itself. So we're gonna regulate that, it's, instead of the 70, we asked for 70. The TVA initially approved 62, this goes down to 54. And it's about 23,000 square feet of boat dock. And we gave ourselves, the representation before was about 20,000 square feet. We were within like that 15% where we agreed about, was about 15% plus or minus. So those are the things that, working with the neighbors and County Commissioner Waller in particular, he was very involved in the negotiations. And Mr. Bowman, these are the conditions that we were able to come to that would allow the development to move forward and still kind of balance the interests and some of the concerns that some of the neighbors expressed.
Commissioner Satterfield also.
Yes, Commissioner Satterfield, we met with him about this time last year, I believe.
Yeah, I think it is with Adam. When you get finished, I've got a question.
Mr. Chairman, I do have a question. I noticed there's a legal document in the packet that refers to this. I would like to get the county attorney, Mr. Bowman, to comment on that document. If he's seen it, familiar with it, recommends it before we have any other comments or questions.
Good evening, members of the BZA, Robert Bowman, County Attorney. Yeah, my office prepared that settlement agreement.
Yes, sir.
Also prepared the declarations. All of these restrictions on this marina are going to be filed and recorded with the Register of Deeds office. So if this property is ever transferred, those restrictions go with it. And I think we worked really hard on this. There's been a lot of discussions and back and forth because you also have to deal with TVA, you've got to deal with TWRA on these things, and there are a lot of restrictions that were put on this marina that didn't exist prior to the filing of the lawsuit. And so Mr. Gaddis has been very good about agreeing to these limitations that I think will be good for the neighbors, especially as to lights, noise, the type of activities that can occur on the property. So it would be my recommendation that you adopt these amended special exceptions.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have.
Everybody, Bill? Yeah. County Commissioner from District 3, did you say that the restrictions and so forth that have been settled on, if Mr. Gaddis sells it a month or whoever buys it gets the same restrictions?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Satterfield, they'll be recorded in the Register of Deeds office and they'll run for life.
So what we're doing is, we've done some where if it doesn't turn out to be what we zoned it for, what we approved it for, then, either they don't develop it, or Mr. Gaddis doesn't continue with the project, then it goes back to whatever it was zoned before that. Right. I didn't, when you said that, I thought, so, what I'm saying is, it's gotta be a marina. If it's not a marina, then it goes back to the zoning and everything that it was before.
Well, this isn't a zoning issue, this was a special exception.
The whole thing, it's.
Right. If there's a marina that's gonna operate there, it's gotta operate within these.
We've done all this and we turn out and say, well, that's, somebody else buys it and decides that we may do a marina and something else, or we may not do a marina at all.
There'll be no something else. There'll be a marina, and there'll be a marina within these restrictions.
And these restrictions require that if we want to do anything different than that, we've got to come back before this body and get that amended.
That's a good point, Commissioner Satterfield. If anything else changes, they gotta come back here.
Okay, I can live with that. Anybody else?
Will there be a site plan? We would have to go through approval for the site plan.
It's attached.
There's not a site plan approval for the special exception for the
No,
marina.
but-
We have one here. The TVA has looked at this and they've approved it conceptually. There might be some changes in the configuration exactly where but it's not gonna be substantially different from that. It's still gonna be within those margins that we set forth in this. So, and if they are different than that, then that's gonna have to come back through this body for that site plan to be presented and approved at that time, and so there's no changes that are unforeseen.
So we don't get to look at the site plan. So this is not a site plan, that's just a sketch.
This is the concept plan that is going through the public process for the TVA, that's right, yes. That's all that's really required at this stage.
Yeah, that's true.
At this stage, yes, and I don't wanna speak out of turn. I believe what they're saying, we've gotta get through this process, and when Mr. Gaddis gets ready to proceed with this, he will submit the site plan, and we'll review that site plan in accordance with these restrictions that are in place for approval.
That's right, and it'll be along these lines, if it's not, it won't be part of the special exception.
Well, TVA's part is just in the number of boat slips that can be put in, right?
Their approvals will be all this with the boat docks and slips
I
themselves.
mean, they gonna have to approve the whole development, the housing and everything.
They won't do anything with
I'm
that.
saying, they're on what they approve is about for the number of boat slips and how they're gonna be put in and arranged.
Yes, sir.
What I don't understand is how you all done it. I'm a redneck, and I've always heard anything below 820 is TVAs. Well, how did you get TVA to agree that Loudon County can supersede them?
TVA is not agreeing to that, we're agreeing to that, Mr. Gaddis is agreeing to these conditions. TVA has looked at it and said, yeah, we're fine with the boat docks the way they are.
But the way this reads, that we can turn it down below 820 if we don't like it.
We are giving you that authority, Mr. Gaddis is giving you that authority, it runs with the land. If this were not settled, then that's what we'd be arguing about primarily, is that we can put as many boat docks as TVA would allow, and this body wouldn't have control over that.
Okay,
In order to get this resolved, we're giving up that control, and it's more transparent that way.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I do have a question. I know in the past, we've had some neighbors comment on this, and I see a family here that's a neighbor of that. I would like to hear if the neighbors are in support of this agreement. Have you ever seen it? Mr. Walper, I hate to call you out. I value your opinion.
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth. I didn't know I was gonna speak, but, I would say, yes, I was able to get a copy of this. And to the question about site plan versus sketch, I believe in the document that the attorneys drew up, it requires that what gets built is represented by Exhibit A. So, my understanding of the document would be, if they built Exhibit C, then they're in violation, and the last thing there says, if what's in it isn't followed, then it's void, and the approval would be void and the whole thing. So it does reference in the language that the exhibit is a true representation of what will be built.
Are you okay with this?
Yes, sir.
And your neighbors?
Yes, sir. I emailed Dr. Koenig, who was the gentleman that spoke previously, and said that we supported it. And Dr. Koenig emailed all of his neighbors and copied me back on it and said they're the closest ones to this project, and so if they're okay with it, we ought to be. And I was aware of a community meeting, I don't know the name of the development, but where Kim Waterhouse lives. And so I emailed her, she's a local attorney, and told her, because she was a person who had written a document to TDAC with concerns. So I emailed Kim and said that we were supporting it, and I didn't hear back from her, and I didn't really expect to. I don't think she did what Dr. Kearney did, but their community is further from it, not in line of sight as far as I would think or whatever. And then the other neighbors on Alexander Road, as far as I know, I can't speak for them, but I let them know that we were coming in support of it, and none of them said, well, we're gonna go. I think everybody's okay with it.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a recommendation, by the recommendation of the county attorney, I'll make a motion to approve.
Anybody else in the audience got anything? Got a second?
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. You're good.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you all.
Item A, variance request for a 3-foot side yard setback, applicant Wade Lubin, property owner Christine Garofalo, tax map 049, parcel 031.03, located 516 North Clear Branch Road, A2 Rural Residential District, District 1. What you got?
Hi, I'm Wade Loudon, I'm the land surveyor, and I don't usually present to a board looking like this, but I've been in the field all day, and I've rolled out of the woods, and I've brushed everything crawling off of me and came in here. So here I am. What we have is, we're trying to carve a lot off of the backside of this piece of property. And the home that's built there is 67.1 feet away from the property line. And so we originally came in and tried to figure out the regulations, because I work in more than 20 different municipalities, so I try to keep up with all of the regulations, but it's incredibly difficult. So I originally thought that it was a 25-foot strip that goes back to the property, and I thought, okay, no big deal, that's absolutely done. And then I found out that it was properties that are greater than 5 acres could only have 25 feet, which was, I didn't understand that. It seems backwards to me, but regardless, that's where we are. So when we did the measurements, we were so very close to being in compliance. We've got the 50 feet for the property in the back. That's no problem. But the problem is that the existing house doesn't comply with the side setback. So we're asking for in the paper it says 3 feet, but it's actually 2.9 feet. 1/10 of a foot for a surveyor is huge, so I had to clarify that. So that's what we're asking for, is that a space, a variance that's this big on the side setback.
Jim?
Again, one of those properties where we're trying to subdivide, but we're having to grant this variance in order to do that. Some of the larger tracts, I think they were all 5 acre plus tracts that were created off of Loudon Road. And of course, as he said, location of the house is squeezing on this, creating this 50 feet, because what we do is 50 feet non-diminishing. That doesn't allow the tapering you've seen in the past. And so this is basically why he's here. They can't create this lot without this variance.
In other words, you're okay.
I was kind of confused trying to figure out the 25 feet and the 50 feet and for the.
Is the house done there?
Yes, sir.
It's there.
Yeah, this was bought as a greater than 5 acre tract with a house erected on it. I guess the biggest thing is, in granting variances, it should be for special land features. Well, I mean, they've got a house, they got a use of the property. The special land feature is we can't meet setbacks to create another lot. And I don't know that that's typical of variance calls.
And it's for a driveway, and the house is 67 feet away from the property line, and so the only purpose for that strip of property is for a driveway, and that's it. And it's the side setback that's just barely in there.
So this will make 2 lots. So what would lot sizes be after?
4.19 acres and 3.05 acres. So these aren't substandard lots, they're decent size. The driveway is standard driveway, about 12 feet wide. And so it's not gonna come anywhere close to the house at all. And, we've asked for, we've done a lot of subdivisions where it barely will squeeze through beside a house and it's in compliance. But this one is, that's where we're here.
I see. It's gonna come down on the.
It's just.
Yeah, right here.
Just need to make that driveway,
That's
make
what's
that
gonna
one.
be right here. Making sure.
Just my thoughts is it's kind of a a minor variance, so I would be agreeable to make a motion to approve the variance.
I will second your motion.
Anybody else, anybody know? Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Good.
Thank you, guys. And I really, really wanted to be first.
Sorry.
Item B, variance request for non-county road frontage, applicant Martin Legacy Development, property owner Sue Clevenger, tax map 058, parcel 037.01, located Barnwell Road, A2, rural residential district, District 1.
I'm Tyler West, represent Martin Legacy Development. What we're looking at is buying two lots up there, and the current zoning says it has to have 3 acres per lot. Right now, it's already been subdivided in 1978 when the deed come out, maybe 74. But if you put both the lots together, it equals 2.7 acres. Where it's subdivided, we went ahead and got two septic maps. We met with Jack Emmel, the TDEC guy. He gave us a septic permit for both lots, and said both lots had good soil. They both connect. We have road frontage, county road frontage on both roads, off of Barnwell Road for the bottom lot, off of Simpson Cemetery for both lots, the top and bottom lot. What we're asking for is for it to be changed so we can put a home on both lots, the top lot and the bottom lot. The top lot right now is a half acre lot, and the bottom lot is a 1.15 acre lot.
So 3701 is behind 3702.
That's the two lots you're talking about?
Yes.
3701, 3702?
Yes.
3701's how big?
0.5, it's a half acre lot.
That's not, it's not.
That's not A1, is it?
It's gonna be A3.
I don't know how this lot was created. Phil tried to look through to see even where this lot was created from. So you've got one owner with 2 lots, 2 substandard lots, which our regs require a combination to create legal lots. The request here today isn't really anything to do with lot size. If this guy just went out and had bought a standalone lot, that's a little bit different animal. The issue is Barnwell Road is the county road. This right of way you see leading to that property is not a county approved road. It's not a county maintained road.
Okay.
So the request is for a variance from county road frontage in order to build on that half acre lot.
What's that half acre lot zoned as?
A2.
We spoke to the highway department, and they said that they had county road up to the cemetery, up to the gate of the cemetery was a county road, but it was not a county maintained road.
So then the variance request would be because you don't have 25 foot above the county foot.
Yeah. There's 18 foot there from the corner of the cemetery to that.
Is that land to the right of 3701, is that the cemetery?
Yes. Where it says map 058 parcel 38, yes, where it says Simpson Cemetery, at the top right corner of the survey.
So this is a non-maintained county road that's in between 3702 and 39 that goes to the cemetery? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that, I've not talked to Mr. Pickle about this road in any statement that it
But
is.
according to this, that cemetery road it just hits at the corner of 3701, right?
That's what it appears.
It appears, but up there where they've got the pins in the ground, it's 18 foot apart. And it looks like there was an old driveway in there at some point on it. Been flattened out, it looks like a log landing or something that they use and everything.
There's nothing in the deed or nothing?
I don't know of anything. I don't know how that lot was created.
How much, how wide is this 3702? Road frontage there, is there enough room to make a cut off, to go back to that second, that 3701 through that?
Don't believe so.
Okay.
No, and also.
But you still not got a public road, right?
Yeah, I mean, even if they were able to flag lot and survey off of Vonner Road, that would be the option, to combine and resurvey, but they don't have the frontage in order to do that.
Okay.
So this is something, even if he builds, he can never, it couldn't be sold as a right-of-way lot to the county road, right? I mean, how does he ever transfer it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, that's the thing, you know, when we look at it as a landlocked parcel.
Right.
Right, that's what I was gonna
Now,
say, it's
and I've
landlocked.
talked to Mr. Pickle about whether this unnamed road, which it does not have a name, that it's a county road at all. I don't know that it is. You know, he talked to Mr. Pickle, said they maintained up to the gate.
Where's
I
the
don't have
gate,
any
at the
information.
cemetery?
Yeah, right at the start of the cemetery. So it's a blacktop road over there, then it turns into.
Oh, it's blacktop?
Yes.
I just worry about if it builds on it, what's the legal recourse down the road?
Well, I mean, that's it. I mean, if Mr. Pickle says, it's a county maintained right of way, then whatever, then it obviously has frontage, it changes a little bit. I don't have that information.
I don't have
See,
to
this is
look
the
you, that's
corner
what we got
lot,
over
what
there.
is reading.
He said,
That
up to the
road
gate.
just goes to the corner, he says they fence it.
And the gate is where, at the tree line, where the trees start on this, we're looking at this aerial map.
Yeah.
I don't see how you could ever do anything with it, Jim.
Unless you transfer it to another, or merge it with another parcel.
Yeah. Do you own 3702?
3702, yes.
And you're wanting to say, what are you wanting to do?
Put a house on 3701 and 3702.
I think the only option is to get Mr. Pickle to clarify whether it's a county road or not, maintained or non-maintained. Then I think you need to resurvey 3701 to create enough road
Right,
frontage.
that's what I was thinking.
Turn that
Move
bottom.
that lot line on the
Turn
back
that lot
of
line to
3702.
give you more.
I think you need that to protect you on that 3701, otherwise I think you're gonna get yourself in a bigger mess.
I said, right now where the pins are, it's 18 foot up there.
Like I
And
said,
I don't want all this, it looks like it's corner, that's what I thought too, but we went up there and, you know, those pins in the ground, had the corners flagged.
I think you need to get some more clarification on it from Billy.
Yeah.
And find out about that road. And like Leon said, I think it's more to protect you than it is.
Yeah.
And are you wanting to build them to sell, or you want to build?
Yeah, they were putting double wides with block foundation, we sell them.
How you feel if we table it and you get your paperwork from the road superintendent's office, you make sure everything's locked up on you and come back next month and
I think it'd be hard to sell, that back lot.
But if you could,
without a deeded survey to that road.
but if you could do that, then you'd be better off just getting, moving the lot line, and then you don't need a variance.
Yeah.
You know, if that road is your, if you have access.
It's easier to move it.
Hard to say.
But,
No, this parcel
the way it's on now, we
If
couldn't
he,
do anything.
if he
on
builds
half
a
acre
house
lot.
on this and builds a house on this, and this is not.
That'd be true too.
Yeah, see, if we start, the thing is, if it's stated that's a county approved, maintained road, and we start moving the lot lines, so we start reducing acreage, we're gonna be going through some rezoning to allow these properties to be brought into some form of compliance, possibly other variances, because we may not be able to bring them fully into compliance, but, we have to start with, is that a county approved road, and then go from there.
Well, I'll move the table this till next month for you to get back with that information.
Right, I don't know. Always had that.
I second his motion.
Table from us.
Got a second? Second. Got a motion and a second, all in favor say aye. Likewise.
Thank you.
Trying to get something.
I'll get with him and I'll get all that.
Item C, variance request, no, it's not, yeah, it is. Variance request for non-county road frontage, applicant John and Jennifer Morse Property owner Brian Conroy, tax map 006, parcel 024.00, located Rocky Top Road, A1 Agriculture Forestry District, District 5.
Hey gentlemen, how are you? We are here, we're requesting a variance, we're trying to buy some property at the end of Rocky Top Road. And we got into purchasing this property and found out from Mr. Jenkins that it's not a county maintained road. So we're requesting this variance. We would like to build on this property, but of course, we don't want to buy it if we can't get a building permit for it. So we're requesting a variance to be able to build on this property.
Mr. Radon here, we actually live a street down from this. This would be for our, we're buying it with my son right now. He's an electrician apprenticeship and he's worked about an hour and a half away today, so we're buying it together, but he's the one who developed the land that we found him. Like I said, we live one road down and he knows all about the history of it. He's a wealth of information. So I think he can, he is, plus,
John, years ago, I bought 15 acres. Joe Eddington put in a short road in a cul-de-sac. And so I bought 15 acres from him. Well, I didn't buy it. A friend of mine bought it. But anyway, so I talked to Doug Lawrence, and I said, what if I want to split this and give, if I buy it for my friend, whatever, want some for my daughters. If I wanted to split it, what would I do? He said, well, you need 150 foot wide and a 25-foot strip on a county road. And then I said, what attorney would you have someone I'm recommending? He mentioned the county attorney, Harvey Sproul. And when I talked to Harvey, he drew up all the deeds and the cul-de-sac. Well, that deed got lost somewhere. It was recorded, it is recorded, the cul-de-sac. Talking to Don Palmer, he got approval for the short road and the cul-de-sac. And so I spent $10,000 hauling in dirt, getting to the grade he wanted, and then I bought in, I was bringing in Crusher Run, and luckily one of the contractors said, why Crusher Run? That costs you a lot more than gravel, so I put it all on, I quit doing Crusher Run, because I guess that you use when you pack it down, I'm not sure. But I put the gravel on, and then Don Palmer said that I offered asphalt. He said, well, we're coming through and we're asphalting Davis Lane shortly. And so I just let it go because the little thing I do, no one will ever use it. There's the farmer, way back when it had 55 acres, he drove down to the lake and made a circle and came back. He had this farm road, so when there was divided up, that road was designated, everybody could use that road. I guess private roads weren't allowed back then, I don't know how it works, but, so everybody used that road, and for that first lot from where the college, they have a 12-foot drop, they'd have to really fill in all that, so no one will ever use the cul-de-sac. And anyway, when it came, he said, yeah, don't worry about it, we'll asphalt, we're doing Davis Lane anyway, Rocky Top. And thank you for Davis Lane, wonderful. We all appreciate that so much. But anyway, when and he never did do my cul-de-sac, he did Joe Eddington's. And he said, well, I don't know, I even talked to him about it, but I gather the reason he didn't is no one's ever gonna use it. And he said, well, why would I asphalt if nobody's gonna, and no one ever will use it, because there's this nice, now we've asphalted it. All the neighbors got together and we share it and we asphalted it, and in fact, we just, a couple months ago, kind of sealed it all, and they say they won't use, they'll use the common, anyway, I guess.
Private drive.
Common private drive, but I talked to Billy Pickle about it, and he said, that sounds like Don Palmer.
making that statement, he never uses it, so why should we spend money asphalting? But then he also said that it's a whole different ballgame to do it now. If we'd done it back then, I don't think they did tar and chip back then, but it would have been a whole lot cheaper to do it back then. Now you have the big base and you have to do all this stuff, but 5 houses have been built, prior to this.
Where's the house?
Off the private drive.
Off the private drive.
Where's the
5
private
houses.
drive at?
Pardon?
Where's the private drive? This don't tell me
It comes all the way down through here to the
It's,
woods. And it forks down here, it goes up to the top of the ridge, and there's some down there.
Where is flag lots? Is this flag lots off this view?
Davis Lane off Buttermilk.
Yeah, there.
Okay.
Kinda
But the
close to
flag
that
lots,
hot
this is
farm.
the county, where the county stops, so they all leave here.
Where's the county?
Are you off Buttermilk
This
Road?
cul-de-sac.
We live
This
on
is a
Oak
county
Ridge, which is one street
It
down.
stops there, it's called
But we're
Rocky
wanting to
Top.
buy this on Rocky Top. It's
And
one
this
acre.
is not, this
So all
It's
these
at the top.
flags
They've
go
got
down through,
lakefront.
but
This is
everybody
not
uses the
lakefront.
shared driveway to the.
This is the private drive the farmer used.
So what are these?
The only change was he used to go down there and come around.
They're just, that's connections to
Basically,
the
that's
actual
all
county road,
asphalt.
and them houses.
this right
Everybody
here is
uses
the
shared
end of the
driveway.
county road.
No.
Where's the county road stop?
The Davis, I keep saying Davis Lane, I apologize. Rocky Top Road comes
Where's the county
here.
road stop?
Okay, this is Rocky Top right here. This cul-de-sac is paved right
Is this a
here.
county road?
Yes, this is a county road, but it's non-maintained. This is the property we're looking to buy.
But this is a county road?
Yes, but it's unmaintained.
It's recorded, and I have the deed where it says it's a road and a cul-de-sac, county road and cul-de-sac.
But they never paved it
They
because
never paid it because everybody uses
this road right here, which is a paved road. There's a bunch of houses down here. All these little strips are right of
Flag
ways.
lots all back there.
Yes.
This on the lake?
Not, this is the one we're looking to buy.
I know it, but
The
there's
house
a
Yeah,
that
lake.
we
yeah,
don't-
yeah.
These at the end are on
This
the
is the
lake.
hills back to the lake.
Yes, Mountain Hill. Mhm.
This is on the lake, and
Then,
this
yeah, I'm
lot
right
is
there.
not.
Yes, yes.
And,
we've got
and I
it
have
turned
the
different
deed,
directions.
I can show you the deed that Harvey Sproul, drew up, and it's recorded.
But this right here, when we got into a survey on this, the survey guy was like, whoa, this is not a county maintained road. And we're like, you know, so that's how this whole thing started. And so we've been doing a lot of research. I mean, we just live like one street down, but we love this area. I mean,
You want to buy this?
uh-huh. Mhm. I mean, we've got a contract on it and we've already delayed the closing on it, switched.
We're not doing too well.
Sorry about that.
Anyway, it's recorded, and I've given a.
Is it what does Billy say?
It's not a county approved road. This was all platted out by deed. There is no recorded plat for it. There are other houses that come off of this easement for connection that permits being asked for.
But not to that parcel of land.
Not to this particular parcel, but there is obviously a recorded easement. It's not a county maintained road. They just need a variance in order to obtain the building.
This is kind of a common practice in this development. There's some utility easements that follow that private drive that goes up to the houses on the ridge or the lower house on the other side. So,
Yep.
I mean, this is a unique development, always has been since he built it originally and put the infrastructure in, but it's the common practice in that area. So I see a lot of this in this area. I've done a lot of work on that property. And, so I'd make a motion to approve because it fits the adjacent now. Are there always gonna be questions and possible legal conflicts there? Absolutely. I think, in the other neighbors, the way that was subdivided like that. But I'll make a motion because that's a common area, that practice.
We're not doing the same thing that we just denied though, a minute ago, or not that denied, but tabled?
Well,
He doesn't have.
I think on the other, there's not a shared driveway that's maintained by the other properties and still access it. But I think in your language, it's ultimately the same dynamic. However, this one was built, and what's the total, what is it, 7 houses? There's 7 houses using a shared driveway.
And he's also got the cul-de-sac there in front. According to him, he's got a deed said it was a non-maintained county road.
If the surveyor hadn't brought it to our office's attention, we wouldn't recognize that there was never a plat submitted through.
I'm confused now.
It's confusing.
It says in the, Harvey Sproul, doing this off, and new road and new cul-de-sac. and it was recorded.
But we're fine to
back
come
then.
off the shared road. They made restrictions for this.
You
and-
can come off the shared road.
Mhm.
And I think
And
you would
we've
have
got
to,
ingress and egress to it from
Yes,
from our deed.
those strips, they have she has a copy of
Why
it.
don't
She
you
has.
get on the lake? Why you building back up there? Get on the lake.
Because we're on the lake.
if I understand correctly,
This is my son. He doesn't deserve that yet, right?
he would have to remind me, because I think this was like the middle nineties when you done this.
It was the 90.
So what I remember of it is, it wasn't actually subdivided like that when it started. The lines come across the farm on the rear, you joined into that, but through the years, in the late nineties is when the subdivision of the actual parcel started flanking out. So it grew from, I think, what your original development started. So the original documents may not all show for all 7 or 10 or however many lots it was, because I think it was evolving over time.
We got a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Anybody in the audience got anything? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank
Opposed,
you.
likewise.
Thank you very much.
D, is that right? D, variance request for lot size, applicant Richard LeMay, property owner Michael Goldsboro. Tax map 036F, group A, parcel 009.00 through 011.00, located Deep Cove Lane, A1 Agricultural Forestry District, F1 Floodway District, District 3.
Trying to convert lots into three older lots platted, that the road dead ends into the outermost lot and then it's not improved across the middle of the other three lots. So we were asking, we're asking for the road closure, but that comes later. But tonight, we're asking for the variance so that we can remove one of those lots, well, actually two of those lots, and turn them into two larger lots. That wasn't a very good explanation, but that's what we're doing.
Where's that at? Where's that at?
End of Deep Cove Lane.
Come off of Rest Camp Road.
Okay, okay.
Right there, you tried.
So the lot you're creating is how big? It's not in compliance?
They're bigger than the, lots that are now, less than 100 acres. The ones we're creating are right at an acre. One of them's 2 acres, and one of them's an acre and 2/10.
Is that correct?
Yeah. All right. One of them's 0.77 and one of them's 2.3.
So the .77 is the one we're getting the variance for. It starts saying all you had to do is rezone it, and
Well, and even to rezone, you'd have to go to an R zone, which is, this property is so unique. There are lots of record, and if the guy only owned the one large lot, he could technically build 2 houses on it or subdivide it without going through this. What he wants to do is basically combine them all, keep the 3/4 acre lot, which has a dwelling on it, and then leave the remainder of the other in place. They'll request a right-of-way closure for the portion of the unimproved road that crosses his property, and we'll process the plat if this variance is granted.
He did a much better job than I did.
You have any problem with this, Jim?
No, sir.
Sounds like it's making a better situation. I would move to approve.
I'll second you.
Second.
Yep.
More discussion on it? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise.
Thank you.
Let's see, if E, special exception request, transfer storage for vehicles and trailers, applicant Owen James, property owner Danny Tipton, tax map 025, parcel 007.00, located 15048 Hotchkiss Valley Road East, C2 General Commercial District, District 5.
I'm Owen James, owner of James Towing, and I have requested this special exception.
If you're looking at the detail on item E, that does not go along with this request.
No, it does not.
Unfortunately, we're having technical difficulties. This is a property that's on Hotchkiss Valley, right off the end of Sugar Land, where it dead ends. You take a right before you get to the new fire hall. There's a trucking company there. They also have some trailers on that. I think Mr. Owen James is wanting to use a portion of that also for his record service.
Mr. Chairman, before I make a motion to approve this, I just want to make sure, Hotchkiss Valley has been posted no tractor trailer traffic on the east end due to a denial that we have put several months ago for the same facility at the old airport. Is there any legal recourse if we approve this and we have denied that? Are they in a different area to where it's not impacted?
They are in a C2 zoned area, and there's actually a trucking company operated, a couple of them that access off Hotchkiss Valley and this same lot location. There's two lots where this is already operating. I don't believe this will be in effect in that area.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise.
Thank you.
Special exception to implement and machinery sales and service, applicant Thompson Tractor Company, property owner Topsoil LLC, tax map 007A, Group A, parcel 014.00, located 490 Center Cross Lane, C2 General Commercial District, District 5. What you got?
Taylor Forrester here on behalf of the applicant Thompson Tractor. The special exception, as mentioned, is for to implement machinery sales and services. Proposed use for this property is the selling and renting of forklifts and material handling equipment. This property, if you're familiar with the area, if the infrastructure is suitable, it currently has an existing building, approximately 21,000 square feet with parking lot, good access. It is currently vacant. So Thompson Tractor wants to operate its forklift business and material handling business out of there. The types of equipment, various brands, commercial brands of forklifts, as well as shuttle wagon, rail car movers. Thompson Tractor will also offer light service at the location, and any other more, I guess, heavy lifting type service or maintenance would be done on the customer side. I've included a map, an aerial map that shows how, since this is an existing development, it's already fully built out, fully paved, kind of a color-coded scheme that shows where there'll be outdoor storage area for the equipment. Part of it will be indoor, a parts department, and service area. The surrounding properties, again, it fits in with this area. This property is located in an area consisting primarily of light industrial uses, some limited commercial uses. The intensity on these other properties is very similar to what the intensity of the use of this property will be. Don't expect any of the proposed use to have any negative impact on the existing infrastructure, nor should there be any reason based on this use to have to expand any existing infrastructure. Additionally, there will not be any negative impact to the health, safety, welfare, or physical appearance of the community. Again, the uses that are currently in this developed area of Loudon County are very, very similar to this type of use here.
Mr. Chairman, this sits inside the Heath Creek Industrial Park, tractor trailers all around that area. The other businesses practice the same. We have a substation at their back door, and there's also the TA truck stop as a neighbor. So I make a motion to approve this.
Second. Anybody in the audience? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise. Let's see. Administrative review to determine if applicant can use property for shop, office, and process material into sellable products. Applicant Ben Hazel. Property owner David Hill, tax map 080, parcel 053.00, located Highway 411 South, M1 Industrial, General Industrial District, District 3.
Good evening, gentlemen. Ben here. Just wanted to talk with you a little bit about the piece of property on 411. It's in between the former industrial center that's now being sort of repopulated, and Dollar General near Fuzz's, Highway 411, and what is it, 72 there, East Coast or 95, I'm sorry. So, the property's under contract with sort of a probationary period, so due diligence period, and so what we're wanting to do is I'm tree specialist, and what we're asking to do is to be able to operate have a shop on the property, a small shop for our employees, of course have our company trucks there, but then also to be able to process the debris that we bring in through our daily operations. The tips being either incinerated using a above ground air curtain incinerator. Of course, that's a sort of an issue that we'll bring before you again in the future if necessary, but that particular unit requires a Title 10 approval through the state, and of course you all as well. So that particular method is really it takes up a lot less space, and then alternatively, if that's not available, we'd look to use the tips to create mulch that we would then sell either wholesale or ourselves. And then the wood, the logs, we'd use to create kiln dried firewood. And then some additional logs would then be sold to the sawmills.
Is this at the Industries?
Excuse me?
Is this at Greenback Industries?
I don't know the name. It's where City Electric's going in now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Where are you gonna store all this stuff at?
Where
are you gonna store the logs and everything at?
Well, the property's 9 acres, so it's more than enough space for us to be able to, we're a pretty small company, so.
Yeah, but logs and tips and stuff like that ain't a pretty small thing.
No, yeah, granted, it just depends on how much you're bringing on a daily basis. I guess that's my only point. We're a smaller company, so we're not bringing in, and this is not something that I'm ever looking to, allow people and charge fees for other people and services, tree services to bring their debris and start some massive mulch company. That's not what I'm interested in doing or looking to do or asking to do. We just want to take our material and process it. The tips are, sort of a problem. They have to either.
Is it gonna be under roof?
Under roof, which part?
The logs and the mulch and
No.
where are you gonna put it at? Everything there's under roof.
No, he's the adjacent property, Mr. Brooks.
He's what? I don't have a map.
Bring back, go to item H, a couple pages from the rear.
I guess it's right there.
We're next to that property.
Right there.
What does the incineration encompass?
Well, so the air curtain incinerators, of course, you have the.
You're on the back side of it.
Yeah, in between that and Dollar General, and then the property kind of widens out.
You're on Josh Talent's place, but it's a Greenback Industries place.
Okay. Yeah, I believe it might have formerly been part of that.
It's on Talent's, is who's it's on.
Excuse me?
Josh Talent's whose place it's on.
Okay. I'm not familiar.
Yeah.
So what does he what's the question as far as?
So what, this is located in the city of Greenback, and this is zoned M1, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably
Quoting
ain't.
now. And so in the M1 in the city of Greenback, you have a lot of industrial and processing and things, but you know what he's, you know, when he come in, he's talking to me, he's obviously on a tree business, I'm gonna bring my, basically my refuge. I got brush I'm gonna bring in, and I've got logs I'm gonna sit here. It's a matter of working up to certain aspects of processing. He's talking about, first I'm gonna start my business, which I'm gonna stockpile materials, and then eventually, you know, I'm looking to get into grinding the mulch chips that he mentioned that can be sold and hauled, at periods of times as they accumulated. Then the logs were gonna be stockpiled until they were hauled to a processing facility. Now, he's also mentioned processing some of those as firewood. So, when you look at greenbacks, it talks about lumber milling and processing. Actually, I'll just go to it, it'll be easier.
Is this not in the city?
It is in the city.
It is in the city.
And that's why.
But while you're looking, I got a question. You've been over there. Do you own the land or you got an office?
It's under contract, but.
What's them people doing there behind you? That hole they're digging back there? You seen that hole they're digging back there? You seen that, Jim?
I have not, no, sir.
You know, I believe they're digging a quarry back there.
I thought there was a house behind it.
There is a house, but it's Ruby Guffey's house. Drive by there, Bill. They're digging a hole back there. It's unreal.
I hadn't seen it.
It's got big rocks they're digging out. I believe they're making a quarry.
And the other thing about this is that it's like the other one they operate in there, they accumulated that.
That's what I was fixing to say.
I mean, an unreal.
They got windrows down at Bellevue that's unreal.
Well, they're all cleaned up now. We've got the majority of that property cleaned.
Well, it burnt 3 times.
I just don't.
Was you in on that?
Yeah, the large one was obviously a mistake. We had.
Well, that ain't gonna happen up here. I don't know what you're gonna do, but
Is
that's
smoke
gonna
gonna
happen
be a
up
problem?
there.
I'm sorry?
Is smoke gonna be a problem?
No, do you have the videos? Are they available or no?
We cannot operate.
Yeah, technical.
Air curtains are.
And right now, you know, I don't know that he's looking to, right now, the incineration part is not the hinging factor.
No, that's not the main question.
So when you look at Greenback, it talks about all kinds of processing manufacture, you know, and it discusses wood, lumber and wood products manufacturing. It's a little vague. That's probably more in, you know, is that cabinetry or things of that nature. But that's why we're discussing what he's looking to look for. At some point, he is looking to process some of this material, but it's not fully for processing.
Is that the road, is it on the road that goes down by the Dollar General by?
No, it's between where the Dollar General is and Greenback Industries. There's a strip there that's growed up.
Yeah.
Where Josh Tallett's house used to be.
Okay.
That's where it is, and then it runs back behind there, and are you gonna access it also from Old Knott's Ferry? There's a road comes in from that side too.
There he is. I'd like to.
Where are you gonna own that?
Well, yeah, it goes all the way out to Old Knott's Ferry.
Right there.
I'd like to put it, but that's all.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying, you can access it right there if you own it. I didn't know if you bought that or trying to buy that.
The property, that's part of the property.
Okay.
We are to determine if his industry can go into an M1.
If it is suitable, based on these uses listed and detailed in the M1 for the city of Greenback, if we feel like this is closely related
Are
to
there
that type of-
regulations on this that can tell us
Ain't
something?
really got that. It's vague.
It isn't, and again, if this board said, you know, he's gonna be doing some processing, but not fully processing, but yeah, we would be agreeable to this, I would suggest just also listening to the sizes of these stockpiles for
Is
lack of a better
Greenback
word.
gonna have to say in this?
They're not, we're gonna make that call here.
But that's a fairly populated area, I mean, out that road, the people that live around there,
I don't think you're gonna be able to incinerate there.
I don't know about the
I
incineration.
think you'd be better off to make mulch.
I wish I was a bit, able to show you, and I can after this. I think I'm the last one. I'm happy to show you guys the videos. And if I can, just for a second, tell you about how we kind of got into a little bit of a situation with the first one was when we had some contracts with Teleco Village. And there was a big ice storm came through, and they had, trees all over the place. And we had the contracts with Teleco Village to do different things, and they asked, if they could bring everything to our property at that time. And we were out there in the middle of nowhere, and it wasn't a good decision, but I told them they could, and we could pile it up and burn it. And so we had a fire that basically went on through till all that stuff was gone. And we just kept it going. And, however long ago that was, like I say, it wasn't a great decision on my behalf, but I was asked to do it, and we were working with them. And so, that's how we got into trouble. We had to stop, doing everything out there, and had no way to process the debris that was coming in, but I still had to operate the business.
As far as
There was enough firewood at that site to furnish everybody in greater East Tennessee.
Yeah.
It burnt twice.
It was unintentional, I didn't know the slap on the wrist was coming, basically, that said that we weren't able to sort of.
But I don't think you're gonna be able to incinerate that. I don't care what you're incinerating.
I understand, and again,
That's just my opinion.
I wish I could show you the video, but it's not the main question.
It's an above ground there,
It is.
I've seen a below ground.
Yeah, the
How
above
they
ground,
work.
this is the unit that sits above ground, it's 20 by 40, it's got ceramic line sides, and it's a really clean unit, very,
The below grade ones work great.
yeah, and these work even better, honestly.
So you're wanting direction of which part, Jim, you're wanting direction of if we agree to approve this.
Yep.
But you want contingencies on what it's approved to do.
Well, I think if we establish, this closely fits this portion of the Greenback zoning ordinance, that this would be an allowable use in the M1. If it's established, then at that point, I believe it's a matter of saying, well, he's indicated his stockpile locations. How large are these stockpile locations? To keep it from being a continuous stockpile, you set some parameters of area, and he could give us ideas of what these areas represent.
And I don't know.
So that it doesn't become 10 acres of stockpiled brush.
That's what we had in Bellevue.
Yeah, so it's a matter of if my intent is to bring in my debris for a period of time and then I'm gonna mulch it, well, how long are we gonna set debris and how much mulch are we creating until we truck it out as the process in front of this?
So do we make that request in a form of the entire plan that he has, so that way we can approve the plan versus just something that we're crystal balling here? So my question is, us not knowing what those parameters need to be and the true height or the true weights or the true surface area, do we table it just so that way he can give that full detailed plan back versus denying it for lack of all the knowledge of it?
Yeah, I mean, if you all felt that, yes, we feel that this type of use.
Is this something that you want to know if we do feel this certain type of use that can happen?
Yes.
But we're gonna have to know more parameters on it before we can do it.
Yes, if we feel this, yes, we think what you're describing to us will be allowable in that area. Now, let him go back and come back and say, okay, guys, this is what I'm gonna do.
I agree with that.
If I could, just a question, so the other document wasn't available, that was on that?
We have,
Yeah.
he does have a description also.
He said Telco Village, I don't know.
So he has noted here approximately 0.75 acres to be used for firewood operation. Approximately 1 acre to be used for the brush incineration, or approximately 2 acres for mulch. And then it gets into a little bit of the air curtain, which we're not gonna, I don't think at this point we're ready to say, yeah, you go.
I think the incineration part of it's gonna go through the state of Tennessee for an admission permit. And I don't think that's gonna happen.
And I don't know,
But you're talking about an acre for mulch and for debris,
2 acres for mulch is what he's.
and an acre for tree
Roughly
top
an
and
acre
stuff.
for
That's a
the
pretty good
logs.
area. That's a pretty good area.
So that's a .75 acres for firewood.
But you do like you done at Bellevue down there and make it 30 foot wide. How far is 30 foot? 3/4 of an acre.
I don't know.
If you're 30 foot wide and you can use 3/4 of an acre, how far would 30 foot run to make 3/4 of an acre? That'd be over 30,000 square foot, so that'd be over 125 foot.
Yeah.
No, it'd be over that. It'd be over 1,000 foot. That's what I'm saying. You windrowed it down there and they was everywhere.
Yeah.
And you can't do it.
Right.
I can't go along with that.
I understand. That's not what we're looking to do, and there are two, the .75 acres for the firewood operation and for storage of logs. And then there was either 1 acre for, if we were able to get.
That's a lot of debris.
Okay, I understand. It's just, given the industry, it's a pretty small, operation. But I'm open to, tightening those restrictions. I think, with either one we do, we'd be able to, again, we're not, I just came up with those based off what I thought it would be. I'm not looking to start a massive mulch operation, and I'm not allowing anybody else to bring them. We just need somewhere that we can process our own debris. And run our tree service out.
I think we need to table it, talk. I mean, or if it's just a review, or how you wanna do it.
Yeah, I mean, it was more or less today, it was to discuss, is this M1 Woods product manufacturing that falls within this lumber and wood products manufacturing? Or is it a refuge processing facility? If that makes sense. There's obviously everything that a person can think of isn't spelled out in zoning. It's a matter of whether we thought what he's describing would be allowable in this M1 or within the city.
When you've got that brush out there, do you just set a match to it?
No, sir.
I think that at Bellevue's been burned, hasn't it?
It had burned due to some issues around the incinerator, I believe.
Now, the one thing that I haven't heard tonight, I would, by the looks of this drawing sketch that we've got, you're wanting to put a lot of the log wagon truck trailers coming out of Niles Ferry site. So you're wanting a double connection as far as on Highway 411 and Niles Ferry?
I mean, again, that would be ideal, just so that we could go out that way and get to a traffic light and pull that out, thought safer, and then obviously we've got to go to a
You
fueling
can't bring a
station
tractor
in the morning.
trailer out on Niles Ferry.
I don't have to, but, to be able to have the access to both ends of the property would be ideal.
I think that's a problem too, if you're gonna use tractor and trailers. You can't come out on 411 on top of that hill.
We don't have any tractors and trailers right
Well, I
now.
thought you said you had tractor and trailers.
No, sir, we don't.
That's just gonna be something you're gonna have to look at on top of that hill. It's gonna be hard to come out on top of that hill above the dollar store, and it'd be tight coming in on Niles Ferry. I think you need to get a lot more information and come back, decide more definite what you're gonna do.
Okay. And what, specifically, what information would you like?
Well, I mean, what are you gonna do? You said you might make mulch, you might incinerate it, you might put some logs out, and,
Well, again, the mulch or the incineration question comes down to either we get the Title 10 permit or not. If we can.
Well, how big area are you gonna store in? You said you was gonna store 2 acres for mulch.
Or 1 acre if we're.
For
able to
mulch and 2 acres for logs?
.75 for firewood logs, yes.
Does this board need to decide what goes in M1 and what can't go in an M?
That's what we're looking at to see that it is would be considered an allowable use in this zoning district.
Read it again, Jim.
So M in this is lumber and wood products manufactured. So we're not setting up a manufacturing plant to manufacture. Some of the uses are railroad, motor vehicle transportation, aircraft transportation, marine transportation, community facilities, public utilities, wholesale trade, retail trade, building materials, hardware, farm equipment, warehousing and storage services, agricultural processing, food kindred products, manufacturing, not including meat products, textile mill products, manufacturing, apparel, other products manufacturing, lumber, wood products manufacturing, furniture, fixtures manufacturing, printing, publishing, allied industries, rubber, miscellaneous plastic products manufacturing, stone, clay, glass products manufacturing, fabricating metal products, professional, scientific, and control instruments manufacturing, small article, jewelry, music manufacturing, any use or structure customarily incidental to above. Then you got your signs, billboards, and sexually oriented businesses.
Do you see where that would fit into that? I don't.
And that's why we're here today. Again, we're talking about some of this aspect was processing of firewood or processing of materials to make mulch, but a lot of this operation could be, that's where I got into, you got the other aspect where it's stockpiling of materials that are gonna be hauled out, possibly logs hauled off to a processing facility off-site, or having a stockpile of material, grind it up and sell it off in the mulch.
I don't
It
think it
doesn't,
meets the intent. I don't think it meets the intent of what the zoning is.
and that's ultimately the response I'm looking for, or the information I'm looking for.
Anybody else?
So the board would
I'll
give me the guidance to say
You need a
that we
motion,
do not
or
believe
what
this.
do you want? You want a motion?
Just draw a statement that you do not feel that this is an acceptable use in that zone.
That's what I believe.
You gonna let that go?
Yeah.
Well, we're good.
Thank you.
Anything else? You got anything else, Jim?
I do not know, sir.
Anybody else got anything? Somebody say something, we ain't been here long enough.
Hey, sir, we came from Birmingham, Alabama, and
Good,
we're the
make
last
it
people
quick.
that went before that guy. We're ready to go.
Your motion to
You're
adjourn.
going to so moved.
Well, I hope you're unhappy come Sunday morning.
Well, we're not those kind of people.
We're the other guys.
Unfortunately.
My kids go there.
You went to the TV, but you paid more money than Auburn.
That's right.
Don't quit, I got 6 pages.
I don't leave nothing.
I got a sick pay.
They did feel good.
I need your
That's the rest of
signature.
your life. They got something, what do you start going to school?